AI dad comes back and he knows exactly all the things that pissed off the original one. It's like, you're still mad about that?
Hey, son, listen, let me tell you, remember that time you were at the tattoo shop and you closed for St. Patrick's Day? I'm literally doing an impression of my dad for nobody. It's just for me. It's like sad.
Roy Wood Jr., who's one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing a lot of stuff that makes a lot of people, the audience is constantly uncomfortable. And
that's good, though. He's trying to make people actually rethink their... And if you do it correctly and you're good at it like he is, you could get, oh my God, you know what? I didn't think I thought that way, but maybe I do. Oh, hello, I'm Rob White, and welcome to another episode of Who the F is Rob White, where I tattoo and talk with stand-up comics. My guest today is Bailey Pope. Bailey, say hey.
Hey, what's up? I'm Bailey Pope. Yeah.
And that's our intro.
Very natural.
It's uncomfortable every time.
About it. I feel real good.
It's just weird. It's like,
I feel connected.
Did I do it good? Did I do it good, Dad?
Nice.
Okay. This is what we do. No, what we were talking...
So Honda Odyssey.
Yeah. Like, that's a very specific and weird stereotype.
Well, I live in Greenpoint, and it's like real close to Williamsburg, and like, so I often will drive through like the Williamsburg part, where like, yeah, I mean, it's so so specific, where all of a sudden it's like Hasidic area, and every street it's just minivans. It's like, SUVs, I think, have the same amount of seating, and I don't know. It's very specific.
Yeah, they're not into that. I don't understand it. I don't. Why the minivan? And we're back to the power supply again, giving me problems every single time. This is an ongoing thing here. I always put the thing in the wrong hole. Apparently, that's waka waka.
Is that true?
That's every week I put it in the wrong hole, and we have this debate if I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it. Honda Odyssey. I thought they stopped making minivans all around, but I guess...
well, they're just sold out.
They're just, they're the only people that buy them, I guess, so therefore, it's just you don't see them unless you're Hasidic. Maybe that's the thing.
Every once in a while, I'll see like a brand new like minivan that's like lowered and has rims, and it's like, dude, just let go, dude.
Who's doing that?
Well, it's always like some guy like had his third kid. He's like, all right, we will get a van, but I'm still gonna be a douchebag.
I'm still keeping it real though. Real cheesy. All right, do a couple of lines here to start you off so you know what you're back in for. Do you have your other foot tattooed? No. So this is your first foot one. All right.
Yeah.
It's a little
I'm sure it's
fun
not,
side.
like,
so do a line and then you know what you're in for. And that is what it feels like. How is that?
It's so quiet.
I know. It's so weird to me. I want despite the fact that it is a rotary machine, it still does make some noise. I think it's because I'm using it.
Probably just my bone, right?
It's just literally tattooing the actual skeleton frame of you,
That's good.
Yeah, try to do a little bit of that. Tattoo your soul, Not so bad.
If you find one, honestly.
Your soul?
Soul, yeah.
Everyone has a soul. Come on now. And that's how the sing-along starts. Yeah, I got my foot tattooed when I was younger, and it was like not a fun experience. So I kind of feel bad for doing this right now. I mean, not bad that I'm going to stop, but
I'm fine so far. I feel like I usually start off pretty well in the last 10 years, because I used to sit way hard, and I've gotten a little bit more sensitive as I've gotten older. But I feel like in the last 10 years, I'll start off real good. The lining will be fine. But once it starts to settle and then we do shading, then I'm like a little...
Really? That part?
That's how it's been the last couple times.
Wow, that's random. Because I just feel like that's the easiest... the easier part of the tattoo every single time. It's always God bless you.
I feel like it used to be like that for me, where the shading was a lot easier because it just feels a little like more broad.
Right. That makes sense. It doesn't feel so sharp as it is when you're doing the line work.
Yeah, I feel like when I was younger, like shading felt warm versus sharp.
You know what? It sounds like insane craziness you're talking right now, but if you've been tattooed, I feel like that is actually spot on. It does. It feels like just warm, generalized. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a strange way to describe it, like wet fire. That's the best
My
way.
stripper name.
Wet fire. I like that one. That's good.
Yeah, I used to sit super well, and so I think I was lucky that I got like all my neck done when I was younger. Because that one's like, you know, like you have to like hang your head off the side
on
of
your
the
neck. It's you have to hang it off the side of the massage table like you're gonna get your throat cut or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like being stretched, so you're choking at the same time as being tattooed. It's brutal, but
yeah, but it's got to get done, right?
I mean, there's no way around it. You can't not do a throat tattoo, right?
Yeah, you know what though? You talk to the people in the comment section because this is going to be another one of those episodes, the same as I had with Neil, where I look like I should be getting tattooed by you. You know what I mean? Because that's just the truth of it, right? Because I'm not coated in tattoos, so people are constantly giving me shit for it. But it is funny that you look like you should be tattooing me, and that's kind of cool because actually too I talked about it earlier, reading in your bio, we were talking, you have actually portrayed a tattoo artist on screen for was it Apple TV?
The Apple TV was a bartender. The tattoo was an indie short. Done tattoo artist. I've done bartender a couple times. I did actually somewhere out here. I played one of two meth heads.
A meth head?
Yes, yeah.
Well, that's a fun one.
They saw my picture. They were like, perfect.
Really, I wouldn't go meth. I wouldn't go meth. That's you know what?
I wasn't smiling, so they didn't realize I actually had all my teeth. But
because tattoos are expensive, and so like if you're doing meth, you don't really have tattoos because you can't afford. Because you're like, I gotta spend it on meth, right?
Or they'd be like all my early tattoos that like had to get redone.
So that was what it was. It was like, this is before the meth. But like, look at stand-up comedy. Like, it's the same thing at a lower level, right? I mean, in the beginning, you're not getting paid. In fact, like in the beginning, a lot of these places are like, bring us 5 of your friends and we'll put you up for 3 seconds. And you're like, what? And people will line up to do it. I mean, even now, I see like most of the clubs and stuff, let's be honest, they're paying like 1990s prices.
Yeah.
And so you're like, but I love it. I'll do it for free. I mean,
I'm an artist.
Yeah. But that's sort of like an apprenticeship on that level too, I would think.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, like, if I didn't have like a decent day job, I wouldn't be nearly as, like, I wouldn't be growing like I am because I can actually afford to go do festivals that like cost so much money. I mean, I'm like,
yeah, no, it's
guaranteed to usually be about $1,000 to travel to, stay, and like eat in some other city for a festival. But like, if you look at it as an investment in like, networking or whatever, like it does make sense, but not everybody has that luxury.
No, this is, like I've explained a few times to people, and they're like, okay, I can't believe you're doing that for free, and blah, 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 blah. You're not getting paid. You should be getting paid. No, I'm talking about like friends of mine. Friends of mine that literally will say that to me, like, well, you're not getting paid, bro. What are you doing? And I'm just like, no, this is college. You know what I mean? Like this is, yes, it eventually starts coming around and you start getting paid. But in the beginning of like, think about any other job that you want to go. If you want to be a doctor, like, oh, cool, you want to be a doctor? All right, well, here, pay us all these thousands and thousands of dollars, and then once it's almost time, we're going to let you intern in a hospital as a resident or whatever, and you're like, well, isn't that what we're all doing too, to some degree? I mean, you do this long enough, and then all of a sudden you start getting paid from this club and that club, and it moves itself up. But in the beginnings of it, it's college.
I think everybody, or not every. Okay, I keep on finding myself sounding like I'm like 60 years old. Nobody wants to do this, or like. I think that a lot of people right now are like they're like kind of stuck in this. Well, I know my work thing. It's like, yeah, well, so do a thousand other comics that will do it for just a little less. And I don't know what the right way to handle all that is, but like I wanna like invest in my future of like actually having a comedy career, because it's not a job that anybody really deserves.
No, it's something you have to want it more than the next person, and and yeah, no, people say, oh, dude, you should be getting paid, something for that. And I'm like, yeah, I should, but like, how many years of college do you go through, and then the internship and all that before you make your first dollar?
Sure.
At least I've gotten paid in my first year of doing comedy. Granted, you're like, oh, what are you getting paid? $50 and all the fountain beverage you can drink. Like, well, thank you, gracious, comedy club owner, booker, whatever. But still, you're like, you're working towards it. You're getting there. It's I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like it's not that you don't know your worth. You know your worth, and you're gonna the back end is where you make the money,
Yeah.
And then I see some people that are in it, and they're in it for a shorter period of time, and they're like, I'm making money, I'm booking shows, and I'm like, yeah, but you're making money that's like short-term money, Yeah, cool, great. You made $500 this week, wonderful. I want to make, $50,000 a week. You know what I mean? I want to get to that level. So how do you do that? You just, I don't know, keep stacking it up, and
it's a long game for.
Yeah, exactly. It's a long
everybody.
Game. It has to be, because it's like, no, I don't want to just keep doing like shows in like, some bar in Rahway, New Jersey. You know what I mean? I'll do them right now because that's where it's at. I don't know. We're all doing comedy because we don't know what we're doing too. That's also a big thing. Not that we don't know what we're doing, but there's no playbook for this, right?
Yeah, there's definitely no linear path at all. There's nothing. There's no normal way to do it. Like, you could do exactly what another person's doing and not get the same reaction or outcome or whatever.
Yeah, there is no A, B, C, D done kind of thing with this, And it is amazing when you see like certain person that has it easier, whatever. They just made it, in a quick kind of way, and then they'll look back at you guys and be like, "Oh, what are you doing? How are you not?" And you're like, "No, you were magic." You know what I mean? Like, you had the look that they were looking for at the moment.
Right time. Like, yeah, I mean, and I'll be the first to admit that I'm constantly jealous of other people. Like, I'm constantly jealous of what other people get, not in a bitter way, but like in a, damn, I wish I got that thing. But
right.
Now I'm like ignoring the fact that I just did like a festival that other people are like bitter that they didn't get on. Like, so it's like I'm always having to remind myself to like try to be grateful for the things that you actually do have, and like what is working.
No, and it's there's an old Teddy Roosevelt quote that said, I'm trying to say it the right way. I think it says, comparison is the thief of joy. Is that the way it is?
Oh, fucking.
Believe. It was something like, it was basically to say that you'd be so happy with something, and then all of a sudden you see somebody else has like a double scoop of ice cream, and you're like, well, my single scoop fucking sucks now. And you're like, no, you just earned like, like you just said it yourself, all the things that you've done and all the places that you've been. And then you'll see someone get some show that's probably not even as cool, but you're going to go, fuck.
You're holding on to the things that you've gotten, but you're like, but I want that too.
So what's wrong with me? Why didn't they pick me?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. As much as like, there's so many like painful like archetypes in comedy. Like I'm constantly surprised at how much I love like the community of comics. I was actually telling So like my day job, essentially I'm a hairstylist. I do some other stuff in the hair world, but I was
The
telling
hair
client,
world just sounds
yeah, that sounds real grand.
like a strange world. I don't know.
Yeah, I test hairsprays basically,
Just
but
spraying them on like dogs and shit, like poodles, and
just in the eyes,
just right in their face.
So you see how fast they run away, and that's the alcohol level.
This Vidal Sassoon is amazing. Sorry.
I was telling the client though, like about like the community of comedians, because like as a trans person, I was like really thinking that all like comedians, because you know all comedians are like can be harsh, and especially if you don't know them, you think that everybody's like gonna be a dick.
Yeah, of course.
And so I was like, I would love to do comedy, but like I just like I don't feel like I would ever fit in with those people. And I fit in more with comics than I ever fit in with anybody in the fashion world. You know, I worked Fashion Week for over 10 years, and I never felt like I belonged, even with my own team. And then, like, I could be with a comic that I've known for 5 minutes in fucking Milwaukee, and I'd be like, dude, this is home.
You're 100% correct, because I've said it too in regards to, like, I've been a member of a million different organizations and groups and things in my lifetime, and things that are supposedly, you know, close-knit brotherhoods and comedy by far is the most close-knit. Like, I could call up the craziest guy that goes to the random open mic that I'm at once a week, and that person will have my back way more than, you know, I have to say, more than people that were in the firehouse with me for like 10 years, you know?
I was going to go there, and I didn't know if you were going to say it.
No, but it's true. Like, I hate to sound like that, because I'm sure that people are like, that's fucking ridiculous. But there's a bond that's so weird and strange here and organic. And what's cool too is that nobody is like, if you were to go to any other organization, you kind of have a type. Every organization sort of has their type. And, you know, a fire department, what's a fire department going to be? Straight white men. You know what I mean? Mostly, you know? Yeah, every once in a while you get some random, there's a black guy here and there's a gay dude there, but it's mostly like all the same kind of a community and stuff. We're tattooing too, but stand-up comedy, it's like nobody should be talking to each other. By the way, like when I used to go into, when they used to have, you know, 24-hour diners, we would go into those places at like 1 o'clock in the morning on a Friday or a Saturday after the show, and there'd be a table of stand-up comics, and you just look around at them, and nobody looked like they should be friends with each other. You know, there's some like, you know, 70-year-old Vietnam veteran sitting next to like a hip-hop gangster kid next to some vegan scrawny girl. And it's almost the only other group that looks like that is AA. You ever see like an AA or an Al-Anon group, and you look around and you're like, none of these people should talk, but they're all there because they all have the same problem.
You ever go to AA and realize it's all comics?
It's the same, but no, it's the same thing. Like, let's be honest, people that go to AA, people that go into Al-Anon, they have an issue, something that's they're dealing with. All comics are exactly the same way. We have some kind of a fucking issue, you know. Granted, it doesn't always pan out the same way that, you know, AA and Al-Anon and all that do, but a lot of it.
It does take like a very specific kind of person to even try comedy, but then if you stick with it, then like you just know, okay, that person also has the same like weird obsession that I do, because nobody would keep doing comedy if they didn't love it, because it is a pain in the ass so often, but it's so incredible if you do connect with it.
It's rewarding on a level that I can only equate to like drugs and or like heavy duty exercise. Like, if you go up on stage and you do 20 minutes and you kill, when you're done with that, you feel like you just ran a marathon, or you just had like the you know, whatever your drug of choice might be. You know what I mean? Like you feel amazing when you're done. That dopamine hit is great. And the thing that's the best about it is it's good for you. It's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not a bad dopamine hit, you know, but it's that same friggin' feeling. So I guess that's why the AA thing kind of look at it the same. And I'm like, yeah, they're kind of the same.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of, we all have the same addiction to this very specific thing. Yeah, and yeah, so the community is like really incredible because like I can't really pinpoint any one time that I've had any issue with anybody giving me any shit about like my identity stuff.
Right.
It's because like if you're a comic that can actually get up there and do this, then people are like, all right, well, I don't understand her whole deal, but like she can do it and she does it, and like that's, you know.
Well, ultimately, too, being a stand-up comic, you have to be able to really do this. You have to be able to take everything to completely get shit on. But you're not getting shit on from a place of hate. You're getting shit on from a place of love. If it's done correctly, that's where it's coming from. So I think that's what kind of unites everyone together in this weird way. Like I'll see people that are like, you know, I know this one trans comic and her and this right-wing Trump supporting comic will sit there and bullshit and banter and have fun. And I'm like, you guys are on the other angle. The other, I know you're both like totally different, but for some reason you're getting along because above all the politics and whatever you want to call it, there is the bond of comedy. Comedy is, I don't know. Am I saying this right? Like I feel like comedy is the biggest unifying factor, and even no matter what your feelings are, you're still like, I need that laugh.
It can be like a really big like neutralizer, like common ground. And yeah, I mean it's just like super easy to connect. I don't know. I just like just over comedy in general, but I feel like comedians specifically like just think about things. I hate saying I don't. It sounds so grand when comics talk about being a comic. Like,
yeah.
we're just so different. Nobody does things like we're all just pieces of shit, but we like are a specific kind of piece of shit.
Well, you're used to seeing things in comedy. You're used to seeing things from a weird perspective, right?
Right.
So you're gonna look at things, unless you're a hack, but your perspective always comes from a weird place. So even if you have a view that's completely different than somebody else, 100%, I could still sometimes laugh at a joke that I'm like, fuck, I disagree with that.
Oh yeah.
But goddamn, that person was right. You know what I mean? Like that's what's great about being a comedian. It's like you can still bridge the gap on that whole level of I don't know. Am I making any sense? I don't.
You're making, yeah.
Try to explain myself sometimes, and I don't even understand what the fuck I'm talking about.
I feel like sometimes people will be like, "Oh, did you hear so and so's joke?" And it'd be like some trans joke. I'm like, I didn't, but I probably don't care as much as you think I do. Like, I don't want people like giving more people a reason to hate like queer people, but I also like don't. I'm not worried like people think that. I'd rather hear somebody that just like is really smart with the way they like construct a joke.
Yeah, was it a good?
Writing a joke is hard.
So I'd be more upset if the joke was a bad joke.
Right, if it's bad and hateful, like
so
that's one thing.
It's hacky,
like,
and
a lot of times it's not actually hateful. It's just like they've been thinking about this thing. It's a thing that is talked about a lot right now. So like they were thinking about it and then they wrote a joke. Sometimes it is shitty. But like, I also like, I don't know, man. It's
like it's weird. It's like a joke that's if it could be something that's based in like the most awful thing. Oh my God, you just told a 9/11 Holocaust joke. That's terrible. I'm like, but was it a funny 9/11 Holocaust joke?
Was it like a new take?
Because I'm just like, oh man, I really hated that, but you got something there,
Did it land? All right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's gotta land. You got the studio audience laughing. That's all. It's worth it every time. Did it land? I love that. That's my favorite moment in the show. We get that organic. You got him good. You got Chris good on that one. That might be. No, that's not might. That is the best. That is the best that anybody's gotten him on the entirety of the show. So mark that down for
winning. It's fine. On the way over here, on my 9-hour drive from the city to the end of Long Island.
I'm sorry.
I was no. It's funny when anybody ever invites me to anything in Long Island, I just assume it's like in the 30s. Like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
on the LIE, everything's just numbers to me.
How many hours did it take?
No, it was like 2 hours.
Oh, okay, all right.
It wasn't that.
Yeah.
But I was listening to Mike Birbiglia has a podcast called Working It Out, and Roy Wood Jr., who's one of my favorite.
Oh yeah. He's great.
He's an incredible writer. They were talking about, because he's done a lot of race stuff in the last couple of years, and like he's actually like got a lot of real shit to say, but it's never preachy, and like it's so like he's doing a lot of stuff that makes a lot of people. The audience is like constantly uncomfortable, and
that's good though.
But like he's
thinking,
he threads the needle, because it's not like virtue signal kind of, No,
he's trying to make people actually rethink their. And if you do it correctly and you're good at it, like he is, you could get, oh my God, you know what? I thought that way, but maybe I do, and I laughed at it. Good. You got to work with him, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We met, the first time we met was pretty early pandemic, when we started doing like rooftop shows.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yep. When they did those outside shows.
Show in Bushwick, like with a J train going by.
That's kind of fun though.
But yeah, he's incredible, and he's super kind with like meeting young comics and stuff. And
I thought he was an LA comic though.
No, he's from Alabama originally. I think he worked in Atlanta for a while before coming here. And then he was on The Daily Show. He worked Daily Show as a correspondent for like 8 years, I think, and just left The Daily Show.
Yeah, but wasn't he doing too? This Isn't Happening.
Oh, he did.
The Ari Shaffir show that he turned over to that. Maybe that's why I thought he was in LA, because that's the Comedy Store.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but he's a good comic. Yeah, I saw that, and you got to work with him and Maria Bamford too. She was right. That was on the list.
Yeah,
for a minute, I thought I made that up. I'm just like, get to work with Carrot Top. I heard, right? And
she was on a festival last year in Michigan. Actually, a festival I did this year as well. Traverse City Comedy Festival, great festival. They actually like take care of the comics really well. Yeah, like just a really well done festival. Only 2 years in, but yeah. So she was one of the headliners last year.
Where's Traverse City?
It's like it's on the way. It's like close to Upper Peninsula. I don't know. Everybody there does the hand thing to tell you where you're at, but it's like pretty far up there. It's like, it's on the water.
Random places that I'm just like, in my brain, I'm like, I've heard of this festival. I don't know where. Geographically, I'm an idiot. But
it's it's a great festival. I guess it's like a resort town during the summer, and the town like really backs like anybody doing like bringing events and stuff during the winter, I guess. But they've had some really great. So first year was Maria Bamford, Tom Papa, Dean Edwards, and then this year was Rory Scovel. Gosh, who else was there? I'm blanking right now.
I gotta get out to these festivals. It's not like more fun.
They really are a lot of fun. Just like I learn a lot from other comics, like specifically like I've been trying to get better about like having merch and stuff and just like ways to capture like when
on the road income
after a club or after a set, trying to make sure that they're at least following you. But,
right, yeah. I know I'm terrible with that too. I have a great website and like I forget to say it all the time, because I'm an idiot. It's literally like who the fuck is robwhite.com. Like that's it's catchy, but no, I'm always like forgetting to like plug my shit like an idiot. Like at the end of a show, people are like, where can I find your stuff? I'm like, I don't know. Instagram or
Google
something.
me.
And then you're like, yeah, this is how you do it. You can't Google me. That's my problem. I'm Googleable. Right. Because if you Google me, you get Ron White constantly. That's all you get. You can literally type in. It's timing with you. It's good. Ron White. Like, that's all you'll get. You could literally type in, like, Rob White, Long Island, the fat tattoo guy that lives out in Suffolk. And they'll just be like, but Ron White, though.
You should buy Who the Fuck is Ron White? And just
oh my God. That is actually, I wonder, motherfucker, I should do that just to get him to be like angry.
That would be great.
People are like, who took my website? That tater salad, whatever. And he'll come and fucking find me. And then I'll get to go to his big show. I don't know. I derailed the conversation with stupidity. That was worthless. Just like it was horrible. We'll edit that out to make it look cool.
No, I feel like we should. I'm looking right into the camera. You gotta keep this.
We'll put some special effects in to make
Slow it down. Go to 75%. Make sure we realize that it just fucking ruined everything. when I grew up in punk. And like for a while, I was like straight edge.
Oh yeah.
I had a belt buckle that said XXX, but then people kept on thinking I was
no. That's even better because I was in high school and I was a straight edge kid. But you see the triple X and they'd be like, "What is that? Like triple X porn?" I'm like, no, but the fucking Vin Diesel though. Oh, yeah. Vin Diesel's the worst, right? Isn't he awful? Every time I see Vin Diesel, he looks like he's just reading his lines off of a teleprompter. He looks very confused every time I see a Vin Diesel movie.
He makes the worst porn.
He does make what? Does he make porn? I would believe you. I'd be like, he does make the worst porn. Yes.
Not voice in porn.
He'd be confused. He'd be reading off the prompter like, I'm about to come. Yes, you are. Straight edge, though. Yeah, I remember those days. As you're drinking a Guinness now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Straight edge kids.
A long time.
Full the hardest, right? So when did it stop? When did you
I grew up in church. And I was I got into punk originally from Christian punk.
Oh wow! So that's a real. Okay, because I saw some of your stand-up, but I know you have the bit about the tattoo, cover up the tattoo.
Oh, do I have a bit? Yeah. I have jokes about that. But
yeah, it was a Christian. No, it was something about having like a Christian verse tattooed on you or something at one time. So I just didn't know if that was part of a joke, but no, it's really true. Okay.
You have a lot of that. Yeah, I grew up in church, and I actually still I was going to church a little bit after I moved to New York for a couple of years. I stopped going basically like 2013, 2014, something like that.
What were you raised to be?
Christian, I grew up in Nazarene churches. But the last church I went to was a mega church in the city called
So it's like evangelical type of Christianity? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Guitars on stage, cool kid.
Rocking out.
Yeah. Just like a lot of hot people praising the Lord.
Well, it's definitely better than Catholic Mass, which goes on forever. And it's a lot of organs, Choose the worst instrument ever,
that's about the only instrument that can make time feel longer than it is.
The stars wrong.
That's really pretty.
No, it's terrible.
That's really nice.
That'll make time go by real slow as well. I'm sorry. We disappeared into a hole there. So yes, going to church, and then you stopped going to church.
I mean, I'd stopped. I mean, actually, I stopped believing, but I still went for like another year or two after, just because it was like my only community at the time. Like, it was like all my time spent, and like all my friends.
Oh wow, yeah. So now, how does that? Wow, yeah, that's gotta be tough. That's like leaving the Amish, or leaving like the
for real,
you have all your friends are there, but now
all your energy. Like I volunteered multiple days a week. I was like super involved.
Wow, that's so, and to just go completely. So you're not religious at all now?
No, I don't believe, like, just at a certain point I started like trying to figure out, well, like, I mean, it's like a little like serious, but
no, I mean, if you don't mind talking about it, I don't want to make you go into this, but this is a cool concept, cool conversation.
So basically, like, so I knew I felt like wrong about like gender stuff from the time I was like 10 years old.
Right.
But like partially being like religious, I was just like, well, that's not an okay way to live your life or whatever. But then when I finally was like, this sucks, like I'm still like unhappy, like, and I started being like, okay, why do I think this way? And like, is this like an actual scientific, like, is there something that can prove that I'm not just like in my head about something?
Right.
And so then I started like really thinking about everything I believe. And I was like, why do I believe this religious thing? Like, is it just because I was raised in it? And like, as soon as I started like thinking,
it's
like,
comfortable,
okay,
sure.
Do I actually believe this, or is this just like something that I've always done with my time and energy? And just little by little, I was like, oh, I have no idea why I believe this, and I have yet to have any reason to actually like actively or proactively believe it. If I found that, great, but I just don't like understand why I would believe it because I don't have any like evidence, you know?
No, of course. So it was sort of like, yeah, and you have a choice over your religious beliefs. It's not like you're being raised Italian and you're like, you have no choice but to be,
being Italian is a choice.
I mean, it kind of. I can't say anything. I've said so many racist things about the Italians that I'm in trouble a lot.
They're the only ones you can. Well, it's like Italians and Irish. You can. Still
That's true. I feel like the Irish more than the Italians, but
those are the only accents that are universally fine to.
This is true. You can, but yeah, I mean, you choosing a religion is like, but it comes to you in the same way as your ethnic background does a lot of times.
Yeah, you know. Just like,
you're like, oh, cool, we're Christians, I guess this is good, and then you just don't want to feel that way anymore. And I feel like, I mean, I don't mind people who are religious, I don't, but I don't know. I just feel like the main part or reason that you believe in a religion is to explain to you what happens when you die, and to also explain to you why life is the way that it is. That's
purpose.
Like, why are we here? What do we do? Why is this happening? Why is that? And when I look at like religion, I'm like, they almost give you more reasons to be confused. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, no one ever explains it. They just say wild shit, and then you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense either. Like, hey, priest, father, why are some people gay? And like, oh, the devil makes them gay, and you're like, well, that just made it more complicated and confusing. Like, don't you have some sort of real world answer
who
to like?
Created the devil? Well, it's God, but kind of not. But also yes.
He loves you, but he hates you at the same time.
You're a piece of shit, but you're also his favorite thing.
Why did he create the dinosaurs? I don't know why he created dinosaurs. You know what? He didn't create them. How about that?
Stop asking questions.
It's just like and there's never an answer.
Yeah.
I'm a reincarnation person. I like the whole reincarnation belief. That's my, my jam, my world, whatever. But I like it because whenever I pose a question to it, I kind of get an answer, and I'm like, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like, why would why would I feel this certain way? You feel that way because you've lived multiple lives, and that's why you're, okay. And we're going to keep coming back until we get it right. Like, well, that kind of isn't that how nature sort of works? Everything just keeps happening until hopefully we get that perfect flower. I don't know. If you're gonna put your lasso yourself to anything, it might as well at least be a positive feeling. I don't know. Church for me always just seemed to be like scary. Like, we're all gonna die, and then we're all gonna go to the same place. Like, all of us? Well, no, not all of us. Some of us are going to burn in a place called hell, and you're like, what the? Well, maybe. Well, we also have purgatory, too. People forget about purgatory. You ever heard that one?
I've heard.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
No, it's like that's a Catholic kind of thing.
It is very
You don't really hear that in I don't think any other Christian faith has purgatory where it's like, what? Like, well, that's where all the babies that haven't been blessed yet go.
Then don't the Mormons have like different levels or something, like different kinds or like different levels of heaven or something, right?
Oh no, do they really?
I
I made it more complicated. Seven levels of hell, 7 levels of heaven, or whatever. I don't know. Oh yeah,
I know.
yeah, it's too much, too friggin' complicated. But that's just one. Just in one day, you were just like, I'm done with this?
No, I mean, it was over a couple of years where I was just like, oh, man, this doesn't, just not, stuff didn't add up. And it was like, wait, like the more and more I'd would actually study, I was just like, wait, this is like contradictory to the other thing. And just like,
oh yeah, that's
for so long you go like, well, his ways are above my ways. And I'm just like, dude, that's not enough, like I need, like, I can't just, be like, well, we'll figure it out. Just like, dude, if I've got one life, I'm not going to, fucking waste it. Well, maybe some, space, sky friend will explain it later.
Space and sky friend. I like Sky Friend. Sky Friend sounds futuristic and cool.
That sounds like a REO Speedwagon song.
It does sound like an REO Speedwagon song. If you don't know REO Speedwagon, you should go Google them because they were the shit. They were the shit in the 80s, 90s. Yeah.
I don't fault like you were saying I get people who are religious. I remember what it felt like to feel like I had it figured out and I knew the answers to things. Well,
there's something about just having an answer, even if it's the wrong answer, that feels good.
Oh yeah, it feels.
And this is why I think cults and even racist organizations exist, because there's something about just knowing that, oh, this is what I'm going to do today. All I got to do is wake up and whatever, sell fruits down by the freeway because that's what my cult does. Or, all I have to do is wake up and protest the place over across the street because I hate them. And that's it. That's my entire life. These are my friends forever. And I don't have to try. I don't have to try to meet new people or try new shit. But that's sad, too.
I wish I could remember a lot of the actual science. But so there's a podcast called Invisibilia. And they did an episode that was essentially about how the human brain has a need to categorize and needs to be able to fit things into very clear, categories, basically. And everything needs to make sense. And anything that's gray or not 100% something is hard for people to handle, essentially. And so I feel many things, whether it's religion, whether it's whether it's racist, whatever, or I don't know, people are just more comfortable having things figured out, even if they don't actually have it figured out.
It's easy. I mean, and that's why you think about the millions of people that are incarcerated in this country, and you're like, yeah, I think a lot of them are happier there. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying prison's a good place, but I'm saying there are a lot of people that are really happy there because they like waking up in the morning and it's this is what I eat. This is what I do. I don't have to worry about meeting anybody new. This is who I fight. This is who I live for. It's simple. I don't know. It's the gray that the world really is is fucking terrifying, you know? To look at the people around you and to be like, none of them are good, none of them are bad. They're all varying degrees of something, and you're like, oh, it's so much easier just to hate that dude because he wears that hat.
Right.
And that's why I feel like, certain religion or religious organizations, and even like Hitler made it simple. Guys, just point the guns this way and we're all going to get sandwiches. Well, I don't think he said that. He didn't say it that, but he sort of said that. He was, they were liverwurst sandwiches too. A lot of people didn't know that.
Thank you.
Yeah. You learned something on this show.
Finally.
Liverwurst. What's your favorite sandwich, huh?
Cuban.
A Cuban? Wow. It's a good, you know what? It's a good sandwich.
It's a good sandwich.
I'm not going to lie.
It's
a good sandwich right there.
Your gang box over here says sandwich on it.
Which one? Oh, yeah, sandwich, yeah. So that's funny. My wife, who's over there, grew up in Massachusetts, and she grew up in Sandwich, Massachusetts.
Sandwich.
Oh, it's great. Whenever time I go up there and I see the sandwich police, I fucking laugh my ass off.
Good.
I want to see someone get pulled over by the sandwich police for having like a non-sandwich. That's not a good sandwich.
Do you think that the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is allowed in sandwich?
That's a good debate, because is it a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich?
We're back to that gray area that nobody wants to offer.
This is true. Like, this is where I'm going to say it's not a sandwich.
I don't think it's a sandwich either.
I don't know. But is a hamburger a sandwich? I say no to that too. But a chicken sandwich could be a sandwich because it's got the word sandwich already in it, Yeah.
So we just have to, like, a Big Mac is now a Big Mac sandwich.
It doesn't work, right?
Boy, what a tough world.
I don't know. Like, a burrito is a burrito, but it could also be like a roll-up. Couldn't it kind of be like a I don't know, a burrito?
I mean, it's just a really round taco.
Round taco.
That's what I asked my surgeon for, actually.
Round taco? I see what you did there. That took me by surprise, because in the beginning I was like, you wanted your surgeon's round taco? Oh, why would you ask the surgeon for the, oh. See, I like, yeah, but it goes real quick. I'm bing, 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 and I get to the conclusion, and then I go.
If we talk about it this long, it's not that fast.
It's no.
It is fun.
And then I'll kill the joke by two good lines. You get one more, and then confetti drops from the ceiling.
Oh, no, I'm gonna only do depressing shit for the rest.
Depressing shit. Oh man.
Time to talk about our fathers.
Oh yeah, that guy. So then that's it. That's how it went. You became more observant to your feelings and world around you, and you were like, maybe not so much with the church anymore. And in deciding that the church and religious life wasn't for you, did you lose a lot of your friends, or did you find out who the real ones were? What was the... Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I lost, like, pretty much everybody. I had a couple friends that, like, tried to continue being friends, and, like, but, yeah, it just really didn't work out. I think, I mean, I lost most of my friends when I, like, came out and I started to transition, just because, like, it's an uncomfortable time. It's, like, tough. And I think a lot of people would just rather not be involved if they don't have to be. And not that that's right, but it's just the truth.
But it's, again, like we talked about before, like, that's a big gray area. And it's easier to just be like, oh, you're possessed by the devil or something, and then you just don't talk to you.
And there's, like, a lot of people that I think that by staying friends or spending time with somebody going through that, it is almost like them, like, supporting or, like, I don't know, endorsing it. Like, I think that's how, like, sometimes people see it.
Yeah, but isn't that, like, the ultimate in, like, Christian hypocrisy at that moment?
Totally.
Because I feel like, I think Jesus, I mean, I'm not a religious person, but all that I've read of Jesus, he seems like a pretty cool, like trying to help everybody out kind of guy. Sure. And I feel like if that was the situation, he might not agree with what you're doing, but he definitely would be like, hey, if you ever want to hang out and get a cup of coffee, sure. I'm Jesus,
Yeah, that was like a real disappointing part of leaving, was thinking that all these people, like, because like knowing that they're like actually really good people, but like the religious like faith and everything, like kind of everything goes through that filter.
Yeah, no.
Like, well, like this isn't.
It makes it easier for them, but how much sadder it is, Like, oh, cool, now I know I'm not friends with you because you did the thing, so fuck it, good, you're gone. But, at the same time, you're like, you're not getting to really see all of the cool shit that can happen in this world with these blinders on,
Yeah. I've had people, some friends from the past that, like, cut me off when I came out, and then in the last couple of years, they'll, like, hit me up and like basically apologize for having cut me off, and just be like, a lot of people like are surprised at how I just became a lot more of a confident person and just like more comfortable. I just used to have like a lot of anxiety and just like was really unhappy with like a lot of parts of my life, and I think it's helped people realize like maybe they don't agree with it still, but they're like at least realize that there was something healthy about it at the very least.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know what's going on in this world, I have a lot of opinions and beliefs, but you know what? Those beliefs are shaken and changed every fucking day because nobody knows why we're here. Nobody knows why we're here, but everybody dies, right? So...
Wait, what?
What? We're all gonna die. It's a shitty thing, but it's true. We're all gonna fucking die. Don't know why we're doing any of this. I don't even know why I'm trying on a daily basis anymore, because I look at what's going on with AI. Like, this is the thing I talked about the other day, but it's true. Like, AI has gotten so good that AI and robots are now doing tattoos at like the highest level. Yeah, I saw this one. It was like a whole robot doing like a who's that lady that doesn't smile very well? Yeah, her. There's a portrait of her. Frowny
lady
fucking
doesn't smile very well.
She's ugly.
Needs some practice.
She's beat.
Real piece of shit, that Mona.
She looks like Mona. Oh, even the name Mona, like, who wants
by itself, it's uncomfortable.
Who wants to fuck Mona, right? Oh, this is my old lady, Mona. She looks like, remember Kathy? Remember the cartoon Kathy comic strip? She looks like if Kathy was a real person. Like, I don't know. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so the AI is doing a fucking tattoo now, and I was like, unbelievable. That's craziness to me. And then in the same day, they released that stand-up comedy Carlin thing. You see that? Jesus, and you're like, so wait, we could bring dead comedians back to life, and we can also do tattoos. And
his daughter's looking into suing the people who did that.
She should.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like,
atrocious.
If my dad came back, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, my dad's alive right now, but I mean, like, if he did die and then he came back and recorded that, I'd be like, God damn it! Do I ever get to live in peace, Dad? Ever? Sorry.
How shitty would it be if AI Dad comes back and he knows exactly all the things that pissed off the original one? It's like, you're still mad about that?
Hey, son, listen, let me tell you, remember that time you were at the tattoo shop and you closed for St. Patrick's Day? I'm literally doing an impression of my dad for nobody. It's just for me. It's like sad.
Yeah, there's a few cameras here. I mean,
yeah, my dad's gonna be like, hey, who the fuck's he talking about? My dad, he likes to. He sounds kind of like, hey, go fuck yourself. That's my dad.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, I love him though. He's good. He's getting better now. He's getting older, so he can't really. I mean, I think he's getting better because he knows that he's closer to like having like a fruit cup in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Like,
is that he's euphemism?
Well, no, he's treating me better because he knows to like another couple of years, this kid's gonna probably be wiping my ass. So I better not be a cocksucker anymore. You want my house? Yeah, take your house. I love you. My dad's gonna watch this and then totally be like, "It's it. You're cut. You're cut out of everything." The fuck are you laughing at over there? We're editing all this shit out anyway. My dad's gonna be like, "Hey, you talk about the money and the will? What the fuck's wrong with you?"
What's all this fruit cup shit?
A fruit cup. You're a fruit cup. Almost there. I swear to God. I swear to God.
You're doing great.
We're getting all the colors in. It's gonna be, I'm painting with all the colors of the wind. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. That was what was that from? What was that movie?
It's, Pocahontas.
Pocahontas, yeah.
Classic polka.
We should just sing that now. We should sing that together.
I feel like that's necessary.
No. None of this is necessary. Why do anything? The fuck are you laughing at? You think this is funny?
Yeah.
Dude, I want to do this every week.
What, just get tattooed and bullshit every week?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it can happen. It's fun. It's silly and fun. It gets better the longer you do it. I still wish I could use the loud machines, though. I feel like they're just more, like...
I don't think I've ever been tattooed with a machine that's quiet.
It somehow it feels wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like I'm violating the laws.
Of like the first buzz. Like when I hear it and just like, you don't have to rev it up. It's not like that, like when like.
Even right now, it's like, sorry, I rubbed it up.
No, like a traditional machine. Like, it's like, it's not like an old Ford,
Oh yeah, it is though. It's so much like I do. I feel that way. I feel like the old tattoo machines to me are like, this is like a Prius, This is just like, ooh, hey. And the old machines were like, blah, 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 blah. They sounded like Satan. You know what I mean? Sounded like an old Mercury outboard engine that was like out of the water, just blah 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 blah. It's so much better.
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, like it's just terrible, fucking awful sound to it, right?
But is it harder to tattoo when you can't hear?
Let that
Like,
settle in for a minute.
It's probably, at least sometimes you can tell how deep you're going by the noise.
A lot of things. There's a learning curve to it, but like that noise is so. Yeah, it just looks like a blue flame coming off of this. This machine's from the '80s. Back in the '80s, when things were when you could what?
I was gonna say, put it up to the camera.
This machine.
No, the GoPro.
This machine. Yeah,
That machine.
it's from the '80s. It's from back in the when you could like smoke inside and beat your kids and stuff. When all was right in America. Yeah.
For as long as I know nothing about actual tattoo machines.
Me either. I don't know.
But for as long as I've been getting tattooed, I've always thought they're eventually not going to be using a rubber band. Like, you ever think of all the technology that we're doing something that's like low-key surgery? We still have to put on fucking rubber bands.
Yeah, it's a rubber band to keep the needle from rattling off.
There's so many pieces of technology going into it, and they're like, oh.
That's what I'm saying with AI, the way it's been right now, and the robots and all that doing everything, like all of this, like I'm wasting my days. Do you know what I mean? You ever get up in the morning and you write some jokes and you're like, that was pretty clever. I feel pretty good about myself. And then all of a sudden, like AI just puts out No, I hate myself. It's terrible.
Dude, okay, I really can't imagine. In my neighborhood, actually, in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, there's a coffee shop with like a robot coffee maker thing.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to be a part of that. I don't know if it's just in my age.
No, but you
I can't imagine being tattooed by.
You will have to. It's like it's the same thing. Like I didn't want to ring my groceries up, but now I'm like, wait over there for Edna to ring me up. She takes 3,000 years, or do I have to wait for like the brand new kid he's not going to ring me. I'll just ring myself up, or anything else like that's, you go to like Burger King and McDonald's. I think they got like the kiosk there now. And you're like, I guess I'll just use this. And you don't want to, But next thing you know, you're blowing a robot. You know what I mean? You're fully just committing to blowing
That's
a
where I
robot.
start.
Yeah, that's right. So when the war starts, they're like on your. Well, she blew me one time, so we're okay.
She's good.
Yeah.
She's good. She's fucking good.
Robot head. I wish the robots were like that though. I wish they were like the like the Lost in Space Robbie the fucking robot, the big like warning, warning, danger. That would be the best tattoo robot. Like, oh my god, fucked it up.
It is just like batteries not included. Like, let's do this, you know?
Johnny was it? Wait, batteries not included was.
I don't remember any of the names.
Which is the one with Johnny 5?
There weren't any names.
There were
It was
names.
just little-
Yeah. Okay.
No, that was the one with the little alien robots that came in. Yeah, but what was the one with Johnny 5? Where
Short circuit.
Short Circuit, yes. I was confused myself. Like, Johnny 5 alive. Ooh. Whatever he did, I don't know. And he went nuts and burned all those homeless kids.
I mean, that was a really good impression. Is that something you do weekly?
I've been known for that. I do that. I do a good Christopher Walken, pretty much. That's my whole act now. No. Impressions are terrible. Imagine if that's what I did. That's what I keep it current. I like to do like a Columbo impression.
Wait, do more cowbell as your dad.
As my dad, like, hey, son, you use the goddamn fucking cowbell already. Come on. Hold the flashlight. She'll hold the flashlight a lot. So you scream in my
on
ear.
the carburetor.
Yeah, we're on anything. It didn't matter. It was just you're gonna hold the flashlight, and it's never gonna be the right way. You're never gonna hold it the right way. No matter how many years you hold the flashlight, it will always be the wrong way.
I remember. Yeah, that was the only way to spend time with dad. Is if we didn't have a flashlight. We had like a drop light where it's like a corded.
Oh,
with like a full.
yeah, that would burn your soul.
Light
It would.
Yeah, you're just like, this is going to change my life. This metal shield.
Oh man, you're right. Yeah, and then if you just burn into your flesh. 9 years old, you can't see, and your arm's on fire. Wow. Well, guess what? We're all done. We have completed the tattoo.
Oh, that's
Little ointment onto there, but let you check or look and see what you think.
That color is awesome.
That should pop out a lot brighter too as this settles down into the skin. Always like that in the beginning, a little dull,
Fucking love that.
but cool.
That's sick. I really like it.
Thank you very much. All right, and so ends another episode of Who the Fuck is Rob White? I am Rob White. Bailey.
I'm Bailey Pope.
Bailey, do you want to say anything about stuff we could check out, places we can go to see your work?
BaileyPopeComedy.com or on Instagram at the actual Bailey Pope. Yes.
Excellent,
Without the
excellent.
yes. Just the, okay.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. I appreciate you letting me mark your skin up here. And guys, like, share, subscribe, do all that, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Is